Well, good morning, my Galilee family and friends. This is Paula coming to you on another Focus Friday. Okay, so I want to start off by saying I went to a retreat. It was like right after New Year's. It was a soul spa, excuse me, and it was a wonderful retreat. And they had speakers, and some of them were talking about since it was a soul spa, it was about journaling, intentional prayer, many different things. And one was spontaneous worship. And a couple people, well, the speaker gave a version of what happened to her. And it was just, I guess, this time of year, which some people were really affected by this time of year with the lack of sunshine and coldness. And then she'd hurt her foot. She was in a boot. She was just miserable, and everything was miserable. And then she happened to go out on the deck, and it was the warmth of the sun. And she went on, and it was talking about spontaneous worship and how it just turned her whole day around and her whole attitude. And she had asked if anyone had something like an example of spontaneous worship. And a couple people did get up, and I thought there wasn't enough time for me to get up. But anyway, and I don't know if I would at that point, but anyway, I thought I did. It happened to be Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve at our 4 p.m. children's service. Well, preset the premise of the spontaneous worship, and it doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good for me, about me, whatever. So, I'll start off by we were late because in my mind we were having the worship at 4:30. Why? I thought that I don't know. I know better, but been sort of a brain fog recently. So when I realized what time we were supposed to be there, we hopped in the car, and I was already getting myself upset, even though knowing like, okay, there's nothing you can do about it. You're not in control. So then we get there, and we're going to have to park in the woods. Okay. So park in the woods. That's not good enough. We're not far enough into the woods. We get out of the car, and we have to get back in the car. Now, my husband's fine. And I'm not fine, but at least I kept my mouth shut. So, and then I'm stomping up to the church and go in. It's packed. And I am irritated because where are all these people during the regular weeks of service? And I'm saying this to my husband, and he says, do you want me to go sit in the truck? And I, for a minute, thought, yeah, probably, but I did not say that. But anyway, I just was not happy, even though it was all my fault, totally my fault. So there's 2 chairs left in the back of the church by the soundboard. And meanwhile, somebody always sits up front. So no, I'm not happy. So I get back there and standing. The one good thing is the guy that's at the soundboard, he knows who he is. I'm not going to give names. I don't want to embarrass anyone, but he gives a big smile, and immediately I start to feel better, and I'm looking around. And then my daughter and her husband, Tim, comes in, and of course, she's her usual chipper self. She's fine. It's just me. It's only me. Everybody else is fine. And then I start looking around, and I'm seeing the children, and I'm realizing that most of the people I seem to recognize. I think they're pretty much there as much as me. And even if they're not, that does not matter. Maybe this will be their first time, and they'll come back. I know that. I know I'm not supposed to judge, but this was just my mindset at the time. And then, without even realizing it, I started to feel different. I started to see things totally different. And even in sitting in my chair, most of the time I was standing and watching everyone and watching the children and the little children's choir, which, wow, amazing to me. I knew they had done a lot of practice and all that. I hadn't been involved in it. And it was not your little typical Christmas song. It was like so amazing. And then, and they had solos. And then the children that were doing the readings. And I'm looking lovingly at the parents and grandparents that I know they were so proud. And I just started to get this overwhelming feeling inside that I literally looked up and thanked God. I said it aloud, I believe. I remember at one point I had my hands in the air. I cannot even explain what happened to me, but it was a total reversal to the point where, and I've told many people, I had the best seats in the house. I listened so intently. I was so immersed in the service with every song that was sung, everything. And then when the children came around with the candles, I don't know, you can't help but smile and feel love. And normally I get very teary-eyed at Silent Night, which I did a little bit, but there was something about the end, Joy to the World, when I turned around and the soundboard and the soundboard leader was with mentoring our confirmation student and nice young man, and watching them singing together Joy to the World. I just lost it. I really just lost it. And I left there not quite sure what really happened, except spontaneous worship is all what I'm going to say. And I just thought this was like one of my best experiences. And I want to continue with that. So I looked up in the dictionary, spontaneous worship. It's a type of worship that is unplanned and can include singing, dancing, or other expressions of devotion. It can be a time to release feelings about God or to respond to God's presence. That's exactly what I was thinking I did. So I'm not sure if it completely falls in this, but that's how I feel. And it's a good feeling. And then I was looking up some examples. 1 Corinthians 14, 15, it says, "What am I to do? I will pray with my spirit, but I will pray with my mind also. I will sing praise with my spirit, but I will sing praise with my mind also." And then Psalm 33:3, "Sing to him a new song, play skillfully on the strings with loud shouts." And then Psalm 98:1, oh, this is so familiar. "Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him." And so no matter what the true meaning or what happened, to me, it was a wonderful experience for me. And that, as I have not been feeling well for a while, I keep thinking about that, and I keep in mind, like, let's focus on the things that are right and the good things that are happening, which sometimes is a little hard when, you're not feeling good. But anyway, I'm really trying that. And then it was just yesterday, I believe. No, what day? Okay, what's Friday? So Tuesday, when the warm day, whatever the warm day was. I just thought, I need to get out. And so I bundled up no matter how warm it was, and I went for a little walk and just feeling the sun on my face. And I remember just looking up, and again, this feeling came over me, and I just thank God. Thank you for, number one, that I can walk, And I was able to get outside and feel this warmth, sunshine, and see this blue sky that only you can bring. And I just, again, had this very joyous, but was, I guess, a more peaceful feeling. And I came back, I came back home and just had this peaceful feeling. So my focus is to try to keep working at that and to be more intentional when I'm in service, as I was Christmas Eve, and really not just pay attention to the sermon, because you don't have a sermon on Christmas Eve, but I mean everything, the songs, what they're saying, the prayer, everything, to really be there, be in the presence, like I was Christmas Eve. And so that's my Friday focus. And then I was thinking, as I was walking this week, and I did, just sometimes if you're in doubt or just want to thank God, all you have to do is look up. Until next time, thank you.